Titanfall. Alright, so the title of this video is accurate for the vast majority of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 player base right now, at least the ones who managed to stomach the $70 price tag. I will admit, you do have a legitimate complaint about, the full price DLC for Modern Warfare 2. That I completely agree with. What I do not like is all of the complaints about the zombie mode and the armory system. This is something that I was going to talk about already because it's just a general complaint that I've had with Call of Duty and the way people play it. But also, it was kind of spurred on by the fact that yesterday, as I was sitting here eating my lunch, I saw a article on Dextero where people were complaining about the new armory system and how the unlocks are just oppressive. And oh my goodness, I have a flash grenade mission daily quest that I have to complete in order to, unlock flash grenades. I don't have them yet, so how am I supposed to do that? The way that they've been lining up is kind of goofy, and I'm hopefully that'll get patched at some point. But just the general way that people play the game is appalling to me. I am leaned way the hell back in my chair. Let me do this right here. I'm a lazy electrician. Okay. So the way that people play Call of Duty is appalling to me. I started out in Rainbow Six Siege. That was my first-person shooter game. I saw Macy J and Kickstar playing it, and I thought it looked really cool because it was an intelligent game. You could win with gunfighting, or you could win by being smart. You could play the objective. You could defuse the bomb. You could defend the bomb. You could use your gadgets in a cool way. If you're Pulse, you could look at somebody with the heartbeat sensor and see it through a wall, throw a nitro cell. Whatever you've got to do to win. And it was cool to me because of the strategy and the map design and the fact that you get better the more you know about the game. There's a learning curve to it. You learn by experience, you get better with experience. And so I loved playing Rainbow Six Siege, and I hated the idea of Call of Duty because I'd seen some Call of Duty gameplay footage, and it just looked stupid as hell compared to Siege. It looked like you just run around and shoot at people. There's no fun in that. I mean, come on. There's got to be some intellect to be able to attract this electrician. But then a friend of mine said, I got Modern Warfare 2. You want to run it with me? I enjoy DMZ. It's like Tarkov, but it's less gear fear involved with it. And I said, okay, I'll try it since it's free. And I tried it, and I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it mostly because I was playing with a buddy, but, I enjoyed the game for its own merits, and eventually bought the game. And it was really cool. It was stupid, obviously. It's a lot dumber than Siege. It does not approach the level of intellect required to be able to be good at Siege. Of course, having spent 5,000 hours in Siege, I should know. But I did enjoy the fact that no matter what I did, no matter what match I played, what gun I was using, I always waffle stomped everyone. Because whenever you go from being conditioned to play the objective, to always try to defuse the bomb as an attacker in Siege, to always defend the bomb as a defender, you get conditioned to play intelligently and to think about the objective and to strategize how to protect the objective. And so whenever you go into a game where most of these morons are just running around quick scoping with their sniper rifle, or trying to, and not really paying attention at all to the objective, whether it's kill confirm, domination, hardpoint, search and destroy, control, doesn't matter. If it's anything but team deathmatch, these guys suck tremendously. Anything but team deathmatch or free-for-all, they don't know what they're doing. They can't process the idea that you don't win by killing people, you win by protecting the objective. And so whenever I go into a match, I don't even have to have a good KD. I can have a 0.5 KD, but if I'm on hard point and I'm just focusing that hard point every time it changes to a new location, go straight for it, throw down a trophy system when I get there and just never move, I'm always just MVP drops into my lap. Every single time, every match. We don't even win it, half the time. And yet I'm still dominating my team. Because the end of the match comes and I'll look at the scoreboard and, I've got 3.5 minutes on the objective. the next highest time on the objective spent by anybody on my team is 15 seconds. Of course I'm the MVP. I might not have gotten as many kills as the top frag on our team, but I'm definitely the highest on the leaderboard because I'm focusing on what needs to be done. And more often than not, that does lead to a win for our team because the other team probably is doing the exact same thing. Just using hardpoint as an example, I'll be sitting on the hard point, and they'll be out there shooting and killing people, and they'll have somebody up on the roof and favela or whatever it is shooting down at me. I'll run straight back to the hard point, get straight back on it, throw down a trophy system, and wait. And nobody plays the objective. The attackers who are supposed to be coming, the other team is supposed to be coming and killing me at the objective, but they're too busy off over there in the weeds sniping at my teammates who also aren't on the OBJ. You don't play the objective in Call of Duty. That's what I've learned. Nobody plays the fucking point. And so nobody wins. Except me, every time. And I've gotten good. I will admit, I'm making it out like I'm bad at the gunfighting. I thought I would be because I'm almost 30 years old. And, as you get older, your reaction time slows down and you're not as good at the little, twitch shooting and immediately locking on a target and killing them. With me, I've learned to try and overcome the physical limitations that I have and play kind of a little bit more shitty, like bringing a shotgun every single match. I use the ghoulish blueprint for the MX Guardian that I got from the Battle Pass last season. That was pretty. That gun is really good, and so I just use shotguns. The Expedite with Dragon's Breath, the MX Guardian, the Bryson, all those different guns. I just pretty much stick to the shotguns and the SMGs for the high fire rates, so that half the time I'll win my gunfights, unless I'm just sitting on the hard point and they'll like single file come to me as they, the two little brain cells in the enemy's head run together, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I should go to the objective. There might be a person there that I can shoot and then run away from the OBJ. So I'll win whenever they're just, single file conga lining in there for me. But like, if you don't play the objective, then you're stupid and you have no right to complain about the armory system, because if you have a mission to flash two people with a flash grenade, go to the objective and just throw flash grenades out of the objective, or go to it and throw it into it, if assuming they don't have a trophy system. If you've got a mission to get 8 kills with a shotgun or 10 kills while prone, do it in the hard point or in the control point or next to the bomb and search and destroy. If you've got a purpose for the game, then play to the purpose. Yes, the gunfighting is what gets advertised, and that's what everybody thinks of, and everybody thinks they're in a YouTube compilation, so they've got to run around, quick scoping people and drop shotting and things like that. And I drop shot too. I shouldn't knock it, but you're not in a YouTube compilation. A lot of the glory kills and things that you see where people will go on a 30 kill streak and drop the mass nukes or whatever it is, that's cool, but getting a high KD doesn't win the match. And another thing that I've seen a lot of people complaining about is the skill-based matchmaking, which is apparently in the game. I haven't seen it myself because it seems like everybody but me sucks at the game anymore. Like maybe it's in the game. But if skill-based matchmaking is in the game, then that means I can assume I'm going to be matched against people who are as good as I am, like, playing ranked in Siege, as long as there's not one of the 50 bazillion hackers. And I would want to play against somebody who's my same skill level, because I don't want to be in a match where I'm just dumping on everybody. That's currently my situation, but I'd like to avoid that. I'd like to have a competition where, we're playing hardpoint mode and we're just back and forth across the objective, and both teams are really focusing on the point, and in the end I still win, but maybe only by 5 or 6 points. Maybe it's a fierce competition as long as I still win. But I don't want it to be 250 to 0. That's not fun. That's just shooting NPCs. If I wanted to do that, I'd be playing zombie mode, which is also cool, by the way. I'll talk about that in a second. But seriously, skill-based matchmaking, I've seen complaints about how, you don't want to have to grip the controller so tight that you've got white knuckles because, oh my goodness, these people are just so hard to play against. Good! Competition! It's a competitive game. You don't want to run around shooting bots. It's not a PvE game. These people on the other side of the internet connection are also trying to kill you. You can expect resistance. If it's good resistance, okay. I mean, if it's perfect resistance, then change your strategy. Bring a different gun. Put some overpressured ammo in your fucking magazine. Quit running around with armor-piercing ammo. Do something to compensate for it. Or just run a shotgun every single round like I do. Shotgun beats a sniper rifle 9 times out of 10, as long as you can get close to them. So, there's that. The skill-based matchmaking system is, in my mind, a perfectly good thing. Again, I came from Siege, where I was playing ranked a lot, and I'm always matched against people who are about my same knowledge level, know the map as much as I do, know the strats as much as I do. So, yeah, it's a really neck and neck kind of a game, and I think that the complaining about the skill-based matchmaking system is either you're just not good at the game, which I understand. There's a lot of games I'm not good at either. I don't play those games, but you know you can adapt yourself. Maybe you're not as good at you know jumping around a whole bunch as you're shooting at somebody, or diving over a fence and throwing yourself on your stomach and shooting up at it, but maybe you're not as good at the movement. Compensate for that by modifying your gun in a better way. If you've got a shotgun, probably should have dragon's breath in it, maybe slugs if you're decent at aiming. If you've got difficulty at range, unlock one of the thermal scopes. Do something to be better. That's just, I don't want to say get good, because that's oftentimes not the case. Oftentimes our limitations are our service ceiling and we can't get past that. But still, I would rather fight against people who are pretty good, because at the end of the day, it's a PvP game, and I came for PvP. So the zombie mode, though, I know a lot of people have been complaining about that because everybody's afraid of change. I love the DMZ. DMZ was my introduction to Call of Duty. I never played Call of Duty before 6 months ago, and DMZ and the fun that I had with my friends playing that, and how it was the looter shooter, having played 2,000 hours of Tarkov, it was so much more relaxed playing DMZ, and I'm so much better at the gunfighting in Call of Duty than I was in Tarkov, because in Tarkov it just felt like you were moving underwater all the time. Um, but basing the zombie mode on DMZ was phenomenal. That's a fantastic idea, because as I understand it, and I never played zombies before this, as I understand it, in the olden days, back in the days of the old, like over a week ago, um, you could not win the zombie mode. It was designed in such a way that you would have endless waves, and the only way to win was to not play, because you would die. The waves would never stop. You might be able to get up to whatever high score, like you're playing Project Zomboid, but at the end of the day, you would die. There was no way to win. There was no ending. It's just continuous zombies getting worse and worse and bigger and more hordes. And I mean, yeah, high score games like the classics like Gallagher, Pac-Man, or Project Zomboid. That's cool. But if there's a possibility of winning, like extracting, I would rather do that. I would rather be able to, survive and say that my victory came because I outlasted and outmatched the PvE content that I'm playing. So I do like the idea of being able to extract from the map. I understand, it's annoying to not have that. Is a big ass eagle. Never mind, that was a crane. Um, the idea of the match being limited, 35 minutes, 45, however long it is. I've played so many matches of zombies now, and I don't even know how long the matches are. It puts a limitation on you where it makes you feel like you have to hurry to do everything. And, by the time you finally get a Pack-a-Punch 3 weapon, and, you've got it perped out and you're ready to go into the Tier 3 zone, then there's like 4 minutes left before the circle starts expanding. So, yeah, it's a little annoying. Maybe they could make matches a little bit longer, but I guess it's one of those things where it's the server, because it's online, it's a server capacity thing, and they don't want you to be in the server for ever. They don't want you taking up a server slot for forever. They don't want your match, you being the only one left in your match, and you're just sitting there for days because it's an online game, and well, there's other matches that need to be played, and you're taking up a server slot. So maybe that's the reasoning behind it, but I like this version of Call of Duty Zombies. I do. I like this version of Zombies. I never played any of the other versions, so I have no barometer of which, to measure the quality of this versus the other ones. But I think it's cool. I think it's a decent PvE version. It's a lot better than Rainbow Six Siege's zombie game, which was cool because it was novel, but I wouldn't want to play that. Um, I really can't speak too much to it because I don't have any experience with the zombie mode, but I do know that people who complain about the armory system are I think they're mostly just playing the PvP aspect of it. If you want a tip, um, you know, preaching to the choir here because I know basically everybody else has got more Call of Duty experience than I do. But if you do not like having to get these daily quests done to unlock the shit in your armory, in the PvP mode because it takes so long, or because you have to sweat, or because you have to have your nose an inch from the monitor, or whatever it might be. Play the zombie mode because it also unlocks your kill streaks and your guns and stuff such as that. The daily quests for that do, and the daily quests for that are simple, like drink 3 Coca-Colas or kill 35 zombies from a vehicle or something like that. And you could do that so quickly. It's so fast where you just sit in a car and shoot 35 zombies, or you just go complete 3 quests. And the fourth mission, the bonus mission that you get at the end of that, is to complete contracts. And the more contracts you complete, the more points you get towards unlocking stuff in your armory system. And you could do that very easily. You can complete 6 contracts in one match. So you can speed run a lot of different unlocks. I have a lot of things unlocked in my armory already. Now, I'm coming from mostly playing Warcraft lately, and so I'm used to grinding things. And it's been very easy, and it's come as second nature for me to grind things out in this game, because that's just what I've been doing so much lately in Dragonflight, and before that in Shadowlands. But I guess a lot of people are playing Call of Duty and are not used to that type of gameplay, because that's not the environment that they have been raised in. So yeah, I get that. But there's ways to speedrun it. There's ways to improve and make it more efficient, to play the zombie mode and complete those quests. I don't think that the game that they have released is bad. I think that it's annoying that it's so expensive for most people who are responsible adults supporting a family. I can spend $70 on a video game because I'm an irresponsible adult with no one to provide for and nothing really to do. So, yeah, the cost doesn't hurt me that much. But for the average person, there's no reason to have a $70 DLC for a game that doesn't change much of anything and just puts in a new couple of maps. And it apparently has less game modes too. Like I remember Modern Warfare 2 having a list of games, modes this long for the whole 6v6, and then you get into Modern Warfare 3 and there's like 6 game modes. That's annoying. It's annoying to not have maps that I really love, like Shipment, available in Modern Warfare 3. But I mean, if you look at it, they're basically the same game, really. Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, only real difference is the maps. Beyond that, there's really nothing about the game that I can say that's not good. The kill streaks are easy to unlock. You just have to do it. The gunfighting is exactly the same as it was in Modern Warfare 2. There's always been people drop shotting. I've always drop shot. People have always been bouncing around while shooting at you. The gunfighting hasn't gotten any harder. I think it's gotten more competitive. If there's skill-based matchmaking in the system, I would totally believe it, because I feel like I'm playing against less shitty players in terms of like gun skill. Now, still, people just don't play the objective. Earlier, I was playing Kill Confirmed on Estate, and I killed a dude and ran and got the tag, and then I was immediately shot, and I thought, oh, he's going to go grab my tag. And then I walked past there like 30 seconds later, and my tag's still sitting there. I was like, okay, you killed me, but you didn't grab my tag. This is Kill Confirmed. You win by grabbing tags. And then I see a teammate of mine shoot 3 people in a row, and then ran away and left all 3 tags sitting there. And so I had to go scoop up the 3 tags. It could be the most bitch basic, simple ass objective, and people just like it. It's like they avoid engaging with the mechanic that makes them win the game. I cannot tell you how many hardpoint matches. I play a lot of hardpoint. I love that mode. I cannot tell you how many hardpoint matches I have seen where the objective is wait for an inordinate amount of time, like 10 to 15 seconds of its period. It's just sitting there with nobody on it. They'll be fighting all around it, but nobody actually captures the OBJ. And so I run in there and I sit there, I throw down my trophy system, and I wait. And now they know that I'm there. So now they've got to try jumping in the windows and blasting through the door and pop over here, pop over here. I love my MX Guardian shotgun. They make it so easy for us to win because nobody plays the objective. And they wonder why they can't unlock kill streaks. Anyways, I wanted to sit here for a minute because I actually have 5G service on this job site. And because Modern Warfare 3 has been a game that I've been playing a lot of the past couple days. And the fact that people are complaining about it for any other reason besides the price, you're stupid. You got nothing to complain about. If you are not ending a match with 3 minutes on the OBJ, or 15 captures, 15 defends, or 30 confirms, if you're not playing the objective, slightly hyperbolizing the numbers, but if you're not playing the objective and you're just running around shooting like it's team deathmatch every match, then just turn off all the other modes and only play deathmatch and free-for-all. Leave the objective modes, 90% of the modes in the game, for connoisseurs such as myself, with thousands of hours of experience in games like Siege, which are so much more highbrow and intelligent than your silly little Call of Duty. That way we actually have a chance at winning, with all the effort that I put into holding the objective.